Good morning, y'all. These are my two puppies. Lucia's actually just turned 12 months old today. Her birthday. 12-month-old, 1-year-old Cane Corso. And that's a little Gypsy, and she's 4.5, I think, going on 5 months old. American Pit Bull Terrier. There's a Gypsy, and there's Tux. Tux is the Pit Bull mix. Gypsy. What you got, Gypsy? Oh. See, whatever she has, whatever Gypsy found, Lucia's trying to get from her. It's probably a stick. That's Lucia making the noises. Oh, here comes Dolce to save the day. Dolce's like, what are you two kids doing over there? I'll come break this up. Dolce. Yeah, y'all. My last video that I posted, it was about Dolce got injured somehow. I don't know how, but she's limping. I did give her an anti-inflammatory. It's called Rimadyl, prescribed for dogs, that I had on hand. That seems to help a little bit, but she really needs just to take it easy today. Gypsy. What you got, Gypsy girl? And there's Tux. So I'm out here with my coffee. Oh, yeah. What a day. It's beautiful out here right now this morning. We're out here in the Texas Hill Country. I've got my pack of 3 Cane Corsos and 1 Pit Bull mix. That's Tux. And then Gypsy's the Pit Bull. Pure American Pit Bull Terrier. But Ozzy, come here, baby. Come on, Papa. Come. Come on, Oz. Ozzy. Come. Come on, Oz. Come see. They're over there eating their morning salad. Hi, baby girl. Ozzy. Hi, baby girl. There's Oz, man. So Ozzy is the alpha male, and he's about 5 years old. So these are the 2 adult Cane Corsos. Ozzy. Hi, Papa. Dang it. Yeah, she's still limping. You know, y'all, it crossed my mind about Dolce's limping there, that, ooh, what if it's bone cancer? That's an extreme thought, but it's totally possible, y'all. Dogs do get bone cancer, and I imagine it would start with them limping, although in Dolce's case, her limping seems to be more acute. I mean, it started suddenly. I would think that if it were bone cancer, although I'm not a veterinarian, but if it were bone cancer, I would think that it would have started more subtly and gradually and worsen over time. So if her limping doesn't get better over time, I'll get her to the vet to get an x-ray to check out if it's anything related to her bone. But I'm thinking in her case, and hoping that it's more of like a tendon, pulled a tendon or a ligament or something like that, or damaged the soft tissue in some way, twisted an ankle or something like that. Just from like when she was playing, or twisted an ankle or something like that. Hoping that's all it is, because if that's the case, she'll heal pretty quickly. So time will tell. I won't wait too long to go to the vet, though. I'm really going to monitor her closely here today. But yeah, I wanted to talk about bone cancer and Cane Corsos and see, just take a poll out there with all the viewers. If you know of a Cane Corso that has had bone cancer, or like one of your dogs, or know of a dog, heard of a dog that that developed bone cancer, like osteosarcoma, I think would be one of the most common ones. And if you have, yeah, comment down below. What was your experience? Did the dog receive treatment, chemotherapy? How long did it live after the diagnosis? I've heard of, personally known people that, one of my neighbors in the older neighborhood, past neighborhood that I lived in, not this one, but had a Rottweiler that developed angiosarcoma, but I think it was in the bone. Oh, Gypsy. She, being a terrier breed, an American Pit Bull Terrier, she's a hunter. And, I mean, her nose is, like, always going. And she found one of these little hooves, these that you can buy. I bought from the store a while ago, probably a year ago. One of these little hooves that they can chew on. And it has probably been buried in this yard some for about a year, because I bought that thing a year ago. She tracked it down. She's got it in her mouth. And Lucia's desperately trying to get it from her. But Gypsy is prancing around with that thing in her mouth, so proud that she found it. But I just think it's amazing that the terrier, here comes Dolce. She's gonna come break whatever this is, break it up. Dolce's like the mom. Oh no, Gypsy is not trying to take any chances to get that stolen from her. Oh, careful, baby. Oh, she is. Gypsy. Gypsy got it. Gypsy got it. It's a hoof. A hoof. Or however you say it. Gypsy got it. Let me see, baby. Oh, she is so proud. That's her prize. Her prized possession. Lucia wants to get that so bad. Gypsy got it. Come on, Dolce. Come on, Dolce. Hey, Papa. Oh, Gypsy. Oh, yeah. Lucia came in, or Dolce came in and claimed it. See, Dolce is the alpha. These are the 3 females. And Dolce is the dominant female. She's not the alpha dog. It's just the alpha dog. But yeah, Dolce is the dominant female. And she took it. Just like that. That's an alpha move, actually. That's what the alpha dog will usually do. Oh, actually, no. Hey, as I stand corrected. I thought Dolce claimed it, but no, Lucia did. And Gypsy got it back. Sorry, kind of tangent there from the discussion, but yeah, I'm curious to know who's experienced bone cancer in their dog, and if it was a Cane Corso. I'm especially interested to know. There are some studies, veterinary studies, that I think that suggest when you spay a dog that it may be prone, or there may be an association, not a causality, not cause and effect, but some association with increased risk for bone cancer if the dog is spayed or neutered. But if you are a critical thinker and you're trained to review literature and think critically, you would be aware that there are other studies that counter that suggestion, that suggest against that. And so with any kind of scientific literature, you really have to, look at everything that's available, that's out there, in the peer-reviewed circulation, you know, and you know, because it's not necessarily a fact, you know. When literature comes out like that, it's just a suggestion. There have been some findings, but you know, you have to look at the significance, the P factor. Is it, you know, there's all different ways to interpret the literature and the research findings. So I don't know. I got to keep an open mind. Let me see what this is. Yeah, see, that thing is so old. I bet it's stinky, which they love it. Anything stinky. Gross. But yeah, you got to keep an open mind when reviewing literature, and I have read studies that argue against that association, and then studies that argue for it. So, and then when you look at the total population of all the dogs that have been spayed and neutered, how many of those developed bone cancer, you know? So there are so many dogs that never did develop bone cancer, and they've been spayed and neutered. So, and large breeds, talking about large breeds in particular. Hey, Gypsy. So we're moving over to this area. This is the mosh pit area that I call the mosh pit. This is where the dogs do most of their sparring, because it's a really nice open area, flat. Not a lot of rocks here. I cleared all the cactus from this area. This area used to be overrun with cactus. When I first moved in a couple years ago, this was just raw property. It still is, kind of. But I did clear this area for them, and they really use this a lot to do their sparring. Oh man, y'all, I got a lot of work to do today. I got a mulch pile in the front that I really gotta get rid of, because the HOA isn't liking that I have this pile of mulch in the front yard that's visible. Although I am kind of set back from the main road, so the only way you'd see it is if you drive up to my house, which, you know, you can't really see it from the main road. But anyway, that's the HOA for you. It's just been too hot, but now it's finally starting to cool down. And so yeah, we're already past the middle of September. We're already into fall, and hey, Papa, Ozzy, and so we're taking a turn now towards the nicest time of the year in Texas. So it's the spring and the fall. So it's going to start getting really nice out. And I can already notice that drop in temperature. Ozzy. Hi, Papa. When he does that, he's vulnerable. And when he shows his belly like that, he's kind of vulnerable. So the dogs usually take advantage of that and start to wrestle with him. Dolce. Come on, Dolce. Look at her structure, y'all. She's got a really straight top line. That's the line that her back makes is pretty straight, which is really desirable. The rear angulation, the angle that the tail makes with the tailbone, is very nice. She's got long legs. She's just got phenomenal structure. Really nice head, a super wide chest. These are all desirable features and characteristics of the dogs, of the breed structure. Ozzy. Oh. They're both letting the puppy know her place in the pack, because she's the newest pack member, so they're letting her know you still got a ways to go before climbing the rungs of the hierarchy, little girl. That's what they're telling her. Anyway, that's my interpretation. And then you see how Ozzy dropped his front legs split second like that? That's that play bow. He's telling the puppy he wants to play with her. And she's like, oh, let me think about that for a minute before I play with the alpha dog. She's thinking about it. She's like, yeah, maybe I'll pass on that one, Ozzy. She'll play all day with Lucia though, because Lucia's still a puppy. Yeah, she's not really ready to spar with the alpha dog, which is a wise move. Yeah, somebody asked recently in a comment. Oh, she's got that. So proud. Someone asked about the puppy Gypsy, and do I leave her alone, and how long did I take her to doggy daycare? Do I leave her alone with the big dogs? Yeah, I took her to doggy daycare when she was very young. From the time I got her 2 months old. When she was 8 weeks old, I got her at 8 weeks, and never left her alone. Never would leave her, not even for a second, alone with the big dogs, because she could get hurt, of course, you know. And yeah, so I took her to doggy daycare for, I want to say, a couple months at least. And the transition away from doggy daycare happened because my younger brother Albert, who many of y'all know from the channel, was visiting, and so he kind of, you know, he would be home with the puppy, watching her while I was at work. And so he's, you know, here off and on now, but she pretty much holds her own now. She's strong enough and large enough. She's super heavy now, actually. She's like over 30 pounds. That she can fend for herself now. And she's wise too. Like, she knows when to stay away. She doesn't really get in the mix too much when they're sparring rough. But like you saw there, she knows when she needs to back away. So far so good. She hasn't had any injuries. Oh, she loves that thing. That was that's her trophy right there. That's her trophy. She hunted that thing down, her little nose. Yeah, terriers are good to have for hunting like vermin and rodents and things like that. They're experts at that. So it's always nice to have a terrier dog for that. If you live out on a ranch or open property with a lot of wildlife like I do. But then again, you risk them hurting an animal that you don't want them to, like a baby deer that happened recently. I have a video on that. I think the baby deer survived, but it did get a leg wound. It was unfortunate that it happened upon my property, but yeah, she's hunted a bird. She recently killed a bird, but I don't know if the bird was already injured or dead. I don't know, but she had it in her mouth. So she's an excellent hunter. You can see that. Look at her eyes, y'all. I just love. Her eyes are so gorgeous. They're like a gray blue, kind of gray light green. Absolutely stunning to me. Their eyes are so mesmerizing, just like Lucia's. Lucia's eyes are so gorgeous. Come here, Lucia. Especially when the light hits them, they're just beautiful. Oh man, y'all, Lucia, her musculature, you can see it when she's walking. My hands are so dirty. But yeah, you can see, oh, look at her structure, y'all. You can see the muscles in her front and hind legs. See that? It's very well defined already. Very well developed. But she's still developing. Gypsy, she's still growing. She's gonna be huge. I was looking at pictures of Ozzy when Ozzy was her age, and they look almost identical as far as, you know, the body size. and how filled out it is. So that tells me she's probably still gonna fill out like Ozzy did. He started to really pack on more muscle. Look at the muscle definition in his shoulder. Look at that. He's really cut. Ozzy got swole. Yeah, Ozzy started to pack on more muscle and more body mass after a year of age. But before a year and up until a year, he was kind of more lanky, the way that Lucia is, still a little bit lanky, which is so common in the breed. And then, yeah, and then after a year, they really start to put on the body mass. So I'm excited to see how she develops at 2 years old. Yeah, this second year of growth for her, her growth plates are not yet fused. They will start to fuse and stop growing in length up until, I think they continue to grow up until about 2, possibly 3 years. But after 3 years old, they're pretty much done growing for sure. But yeah, definitely she's still growing. Less so in length, but yeah, more so now in body mass and muscle tone. Lucia, that's your baby girl. And she's got a really nice muzzle, wide set eyes, and also if you look at the nares, the nostrils, some dogs that are not from a good stock, genetic stock, will have very narrow nasal openings there. But you can tell it's from a good breeder, good genetics, when they have really nice, patent, wide open nostrils. Look at her, dang, man. And then also what breeders will look like in conformation and dog shows is the angle of like where the eyebrows are to the tip of the nose, the angle that the bridge of the nose makes, right where the eyes start to form right there. See that angle? It's really good, because some dogs have a too acute angle, too sharp angle right there, and some are too broad. I think hers is just about perfect. Good Lord, man, she's gorgeous. Look at her eye color. Her eye color is similar to Lucia, to Gypsy. Her coat color is actually becoming a darker gray as compared to Ozzy's. Both are gray brindle, or blue brindle, however you want to say it. But Lucia has more of a dark gray, which I actually prefer, because look at her eyes, y'all. The dark gray against the light eyes is just stunning. Man, she is a specimen of a Corso. Absolutely gorgeous. Lucia. Hi, pretty girl. Lucia. Yeah, so the gray color in the Cane Corso, it's actually the gene I now believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I've learned is that it's actually the black, the gene for the black coat. It's just a dilute black, so it's the black, but it's just a little bit diluted, so it looks gray. So in other words, not a separate gene for gray, but yeah, that's what I understand, but I could be wrong about that. Yeah, let me know in the comments if y'all know otherwise. But I've always loved genetics. In fact, that's in my undergrad. That's what I concentrated on was genetics, and it's fascinating. Dolce. Where's Dolce? Oh, that's good, y'all. Dolce, again, she's the black female that has a little limp right now. So you don't see her here in the mix. She would usually be She's usually out here sparring because she's got one of the highest energy levels of all my dogs. So it's good that she's inside resting. Good Lord. And look at Ozzy's muscle tone again. See how he's just ripped. And by the way, he is neutered, so although I didn't neuter him until he was 5. So all that growth and development, he was able to use his hormones, which is so important for growth and development. So some people will say that, oh, look at the two of them. See how tall she is compared to him? She's almost like the carbon copy of Ozzy. But yeah, so some people will say if you neuter a dog, a male, too soon, it won't be as, it won't have like the size and the stature. That's Tux that they're going after. Oh, maybe it's not, no. But, and I don't know. It could be true. That could be true. I'm not sure because I didn't neuter him while he was still growing for that very reason. Uh-oh, something out there. Let me go see. What's that? What is that? Uh-oh. Oh, it's a squirrel. Okay. Phew. Thank goodness. It's not another porcupine. The neighbors told me early on that if the dogs are barking at a tree, be very careful that it's not a porcupine, because the porcupines will crawl up in the tree. But no, that's just a squirrel. So here she comes to save the day. Let me at him. Where's he at? Where's he at? Let me at him. I'll shut it right down. That's what she said. I need to just put her inside and not let her out. She doesn't need to be running. Yeah, let me go do that, y'all. And I'll end this video here. It's getting long anyway, but hope y'all having a good Saturday. And we'll see you on the next one. Come on, baby girl. Let's go inside, Dolce. Let's go inside. Dolce.